Matias Aignasse. Let's cheers. Start off the podcast. I think that's kind of a thing. We didn't drink with Zach Fry on the podcast, but well, you know, we do a cheers here to start. My brother Matias, how are you, man? How are you? How you living?
Good to see you. It's been a while.
My first in-person podcast. We get to finally see each other. It's been a minute. We caught up before the podcast a little bit, but how you handling quarantine and all this craziness, man? What's going on?
I'm like, it's been a while since we started quarantine. It's starting to get into me. So
yeah, I think a lot of people, man. I think a lot of people are like that.
It's just like we need that human interaction. Even though my wife lives with me, we have a blast together, but like I miss seeing people. Like it's kind of crazy, but it's what it is.
Are you guys getting on each other's nerves at all?
Only sometimes about the house. It's only about cleaning, like I'm trying to pick. Like my thing is like I can't see that well. I don't know why. It's like my perception and like it's a fuss on the floor or something. And I don't pick it up. And there's like, why you don't pick it up if you see it? Like why? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Like so something like little things like that. But really we don't argument that much. Like we have fun. I'm super happy. I'm with her. I'm not with myself.
Oh my god. Crazy. Yeah, I feel it for people that are out there by themselves. That's hang in there. We're almost done. I think Chicago's gonna be opening up a lot quicker than we think. A lot of news has been coming out, so I think it'll be a lot better. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling, we got a little bit of time left. I think we're gonna be out socializing and safely, hopefully. Not like.
It was in an article supposed to be May 29, but they push it back. Like, restaurants are going to open on May 29, but with social distancing. That's the last article I read, but I heard, like, it's not going to happen, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, well, hey, you know, we don't want to be another podcast talking about quarantine, what all that shit, but we did want to touch base because I gotta let the people know, because quarantine dating is a thing. I've covered a lot of it. If you've listened to my podcast, like, I've talked about it a lot. Probably over too much. We all know you gotta keep your shit together and like respect each other, and like now more than ever you need to be like mindful about how you're treating your roommates and everything. But we got a lot of topics to cover today. Matias doesn't know what we're covering, but if hopefully you're still listening to this point, you didn't fucking shut off the podcast. I'm gonna be asking you some questions, some things I've been wanting to know about you that I haven't really gotten into. Like, I don't think we've had enough time to really go into it. It's like your move to like the U.S. and like your experience, your overall experience, like here, and we'll get into it. And then confidence. Matias is like a fierce competitor. He's got a ton of confidence. He's good with the ladies. He's good at keeping friends, but also, you know, with his girl, he's good at keeping that too. So we're gonna touch on a lot of things here that I'm really interested in covering. So if you're listening, you want to know what we're covering, that's the topics right there. So. Yeah, man, I want to hear about, like...
First of all, you say I'm outside from the U.S., I'm from Kentucky.
No.
That's my accent. That's my accent. That's like, I know people think I'm not from the United States, but I'm from Kentucky.
You're from the South, dude. You're from the South, yeah.
That's why I have a thick accent.
You fuckers down South, bro. Doing some crazy shit these days.
Oh, my God.
No, you're from Argentina. Tell the folks, like, your journey here, and, like, keep it to a perspective that's, like, how difficult that was, but like you can start slow, give the story, and then I'll probably kind of tear you towards like for the people listening.
So I'm originally from Argentina. I used to play professional tennis.
Yes, sir.
So I travel all over the world just playing, and then I have an opportunity to come to the United States to have a scholarship. The problem is I didn't know any English before coming here, so.
That's tough.
That was like, okay. And because I was playing tennis, I had to take the SAT like everybody else, but I'm good at math. The math part I aced, every single else, I was like really guessing. A, B, C, whatever. I should like guess.
You had to take this test to
Argentina.
To get into the college?
Yeah, to get in college.
Tell people what college you were going to?
Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a tiny school in PA. Long story behind. It's a Division II school. I suppose I have scholarships to go to Ohio State, Virginia Tech, Miami, like big schools, but because I play professional tennis, the NCAA penalized me with a year. I have to sit down and I can't play for the first year. And what the schools told me, hey, if you can't play for the first year, we can't give you a scholarship. You have to pay full amount. And those schools are like super expensive.
Yeah.
So this dude from freaking Edinburgh, I thought that was in Europe because Edinburgh is from Europe. It's like, I have no idea what was this city. And he's like, hey, this is Division 2. You can come here. We can give you a scholarship, blah, blah, blah. And he pretty much bullshit me. He told me to get there. And I wasn't talking to him because I didn't know how to speak English. It was like a translator who was talking to me. And so I have to take the SATs in Argentina. When you are an athlete, the requirements are lower for getting to school. So somehow I passed and I moved here to the US. And when I came to this tiny school in Edinburgh, literally, the guy told me, the coach, oh, here's super awesome, it's super sunny, it's perfect weather. I got there and it was super cold in January. I moved I think like that year that I moved was the city in the United States that have more snow in the entire US. And I was like, oh my, I didn't have any snow clothes or anything. So I have to somebody, I remember a girl in class, she felt bad for me and she's like, do you want me to drive to Walmart? We went to Walmart and I buy old clothes for the snow. And I find out the coach lied to me, and for Division 2 it's the same rules, so I have to pay a full amount of scholarship for the first year. So that was tough. I literally have to, I taught tennis, I take care of houses, I have to do so many things in order to pay school for the first year. And after the first year, I wanted to transfer, but my coach denied my release, and I got stuck in the school. I couldn't leave. If I want to leave, I have to sit down for another year. So that was kind of nuts. And between this, I don't know any English, so I literally have to learn. And so many stories that people telling me. Yeah. My teammates from the tennis team literally telling me to do all these bad things to girls, and because I have no idea what I was saying, and I have so many stories about that, like
hitting on girls, like the bar or something.
Yeah, okay. For one of the stories, it was I had to take English 001 because I didn't know anything. So I want to tell to this girl that she was pretty. So we're in class, and I elbow the girl besides me. It's like, hey, what? It's like, can you grab my Johnson? What?
Can you grab
my Johnson? And the professor listened.
That's what they told you to say.
Yeah, if you want to say somebody's pretty, say that. And the professor listened to me, and he was like, hey, Matias, if you want to say something, say it out loud. And I stand up in the middle of the class, and I was like,
This happened?
This happened. Can you grab my Johnson? And everybody started laughing. And
I'm like,
my God. I don't know what is going on. I the professor took me out of the class and explained me, you can't say that. She felt bad because she knew that.
They took advantage of you.
Yeah, I have no idea. So it was a challenge to learn the language. But
yeah. And to back up a second, you obviously your journey is I want to go play tennis, professional tennis in the U.S. And that was your goal, right? That was the end goal, or play tennis and just see where it goes from there, right?
Yeah. So my mom kind of put me an ultimatum, if you want to keep playing, you need to study as well.
Right. So
that's what I decided. Okay, I'm gonna come here, play tennis, and then graduate and keep playing. I was going I have a spot to do the qualifiers for the U.S. Open. So I was like, oh, perfect, I'm gonna do that. But then I hurt my knee really bad, and I hurt my knee twice. So I tore my ACL, my meniscus, and it was terrible. And I did rehab, and I thought I was gonna be able to play again. I started playing again, and I hurt my knee again, and I was the end of the my goal was always study and then keep playing tennis.
Just keep playing. That's the same with me with soccer, so I can relate to that. But this kid, he was who was he in relation to the school you were going to? Was he another recruit that sold you on the school?
The coach.
That was the coach. Okay, I thought you said this kid. So this coach sold you on the school. He's basically kind of he's definitely lying. He's this is a great area to be. Did he straight up say that it was great weather and everything?
Yeah, they said this coach was known
Oh, he's known for this?
Yeah, for this literally the entire tennis team were all foreigners. They were from Brazil, Argentina, France, Mexico. They were all foreigner kids that come, and this dude take advantage and get these people like just like cheaper than any like for the scholarship. They would say this, and they would say they give me full scholarship after the first year. They couldn't move, but at the beginning I have to pay full amount. So clearly this dude's just like straight lie about saying like what is the city, what is the what how much money he's gonna give you. So that was like,
and to you assume that he's a kind person and he's trying to help you and he's being honest.
Oh,
right? You're just assuming kindness out of someone and he's just totally fucking with you. Like, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. That's shitty.
Yeah, but it's like
turn into a good situation. I feel like with it.
And then my wife.
Yeah, like that's like you look back at like shitty stuff like that, and there's always a big positive that ends up coming out. But like originally, you were probably fucking so pissed that like you got there and you're like, this is not the place that I thought.
And I hurt my knee, and this is not to be cocky or anything. And I know I always like
confidence, bro.
Fuck around with you. I always when I play something, I say I'm gonna beat you. I'm the best. Like, but this is like the level was like I was playing professional, getting pay, and then I go to Division 2, and the level was like.
So you were kicking their ass?
Oh, the first time in history in college, like in the history of school, we won in like the second time in history that we won the conference, and the first time in the history of school that we went to nationals all the way to like we have to.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like the thing is like when I hurt my knee, my coach wouldn't let me. He told me straight this like I was in pain, I couldn't play anymore, and he told me if you don't play, we take your scholarship away. So I played 2 months.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I played 2 months with a tear ACL meniscus, and literally there's videos. I'm jumping in one leg, and like I was like, I need to play. If no, he's not gonna pay for my scholarship. Like it's crazy. The NCAA is like they have so many shady stuff that people don't know. Like it's about money. So at the end of the day, it's like they give you the scholarship. It's like that's your salary. What they pay you if you're a professional, I don't know, soccer player or whatever. Like and you need to perform. And I remember I was like the last match I played, I was like jumping in one leg, and this guy was beating me because at this point I was in so much pain. So I started to pick it up. I was like, oh, he's not gonna beat me. So I started to run normally, and I was running. I stepped, and my knee went again to the side.
So this is the second.
No, that's it. Like
that's the initial.
So I tore my ACL meniscus, and I keep playing for 3 months.
You keep playing. Oh
and then
my God.
I hurt again.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then after that, I have surgery, and then I hurt again playing volleyball. But that was after.
Okay.
So that was the second time I hurt my knee. But yeah, like my teammates just grabbed me, picked me up of the court, and just like, you're not playing anymore. And after that, like the doctor said he has to have surgery. If not, his knee is not gonna work anymore. Like he shouldn't be playing.
Oh.
So then
dude.
I tried to leave the college, but what happened is like my coach denied my release, so I have to go a hearing against my coach. So we went to court. Me against my coach saying I want to leave, whatever the case. And like who has to approve the release in the school is always the director of the sports, of all like the university, but he has the rules like he won't approve the release unless my coach approve it. So he make all these lies. I want to go to a competitor school stuff, and I was going to go to Ohio State or Miami or like whatever other school. So like he won the hearing, so I had to stay, and then.
Because you don't know. Like, I mean, like most of the people that listen to this podcast are from the U.S. But we do have a few listeners that are from other countries, and I met them through soccer.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you talk about all this because I think about like my experience at Loras, and I thought I had a struggle, and this is like much crazier, much more significant. But like, yeah, to give it hindsight, like when you're in the U.S., you don't understand that you don't know the colleges, you don't know like the areas of the country, like you have to keep it perspective. Like so for your story, like that's hard. Like you're naive, like you don't know. So you're hoping that like someone can like be kind. So that's fucking hate to listen to that because you're such a nice guy for people to like fuck with you. Like,
and it's
you don't know. It's like you don't.
It's sad that happened a lot with like other schools, and it probably happened also to people like in the US. Like they get promised this and that, and then they might don't get it. Like at the end of the day, the schools, the NCAA is like it's a money thing for schools. They really how much money they make for basketball and football and everything. So like at the end of the day, it's a business, and like, but I hate that they take advantage of people because you don't know. Like it's what it is. I'm not.
When you're a recruit from.
Yeah, when you're recruited, you have no clue. But I'm super happy. Like I met my wife in college, so.
So then you ended up going. You met her there, right?
We were neighbors.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, we were, and the funny part is like how. So we were neighbors. I met her, and how we started to like each other is because she hurt her knee dancing in a bar with her friend, with Elisha. You know Elisha.
Yeah.
So she has to do physical therapy, but physical therapy is expensive. And then she was like, I told her, hey, like, why are you gonna pay? I really done it already twice. Like, I can help you. So I was the doctor. I was helping her. Every
this is like so
day.
Mary, just from knowing Mary. Like she would just be like, no, stop. Like, what are you doing? Like I can help you.
I can help you. You don't have to do that. So we start hanging out every single day. I do 30-40 minutes physical therapy, and then I used to drive her everywhere because she couldn't drive. I don't have a car, but I used to drive her, and that's how we like started to like.
Was there any like first date or like dinner?
No, Mary didn't want to go on a date. Me and Mary would start like hooking up for a few months, and she was afraid to go a date with me because she's like, what if we don't know what to talk about in the date? That's like, Mary, we talk non-stop all the time. Like, what is like, no, I don't want to go. Let's go get an ice cream. No, I'm not gonna go get an ice cream. She wouldn't go to anything with me.
I didn't know this.
I thought I told you. No, you might not. No, I don't think so. Yeah, she wouldn't go a date for me. And the first date we went out was like 2 months after we were seeing each other. And the same day I asked her to be my girlfriend. And there was finally, she almost backed out of the date. I was ready to pick it up and everything, and she's like, I'm not going. She's like, what? Like, I'm not going. It's like, let's go. Like, no, I don't want to go. And there's we went, we have a great time, and I asked her to be my girlfriend and that.
This is such a romantic story. Wow.
Yeah, it was a love story, like crazy.
How come, like, why didn't she want to go on it? She just was like, we'll get there and we might not want to talk. Like,
she was
just worried about like the formal date. I mean, actually, to be honest, in college, I never did that either. So I don't know what I'm talking about. I never did that in college either. Like, that's really funny. Like I never.
But I didn't want to really go to a date.
Just go do something like a
movie,
ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She wouldn't go by myself. Like,
yeah.
If we were with friends, it's fine. But she was afraid of going to a date to a restaurant where we're going to sit down. And this is like, you can ask her. Her biggest fear was like, go to a restaurant, sit down, and be both on the table like quiet, without saying anything. And she was afraid that's going to happen, and she's gonna hate it. So she didn't want to like. So,
she didn't want to ruin the chemistry.
Yeah.
Like she thought like you guys already had clearly.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Wow.
But 2 months before we went to a first date, it was only she coming to my room. That's it. Stay in my room, and then she wouldn't stay the night. She would leave. She didn't want to stay. She was, and that was crazy because I was the opposite before. You know this. I told you, she was my first girlfriend.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I never had a girlfriend before. I was like a player.
You were messing around.
A tennis player, like I used to say. A tennis player. So yeah, but like it was like with her I really like hit it off, and I was just like stay here, and she won't stay. Like it was like kind of weird, but it worked out at the end.
Do you know why? Like she just was like
she didn't want to
fall in love. Did she not want to fall in love? Maybe she's just
maybe she just wanted to hook up. And that's
why did she want to help you so bad? Like she just out of kindness, just like I've had the same knee problems. Like
no. Like this, I helped her.
Oh, she hurt her knee to the bar. You helped her.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, I mean that changes a lot of things.
Yeah. No, I helped her.
I was gonna say
I helped her because I want to.
You've already had 2 of them.
Yeah, but I'm really realistic, and she knows it. I want to help her because I want to sleep with her.
Hey, that's a really good way to.
The thing behind, but then when all these like days talking and helping her and everything, like it make me fall in love with her. and that's the things like because I play tennis all my life, most of my life, we only stay like 1 or 2 weeks in a city and we move. So I couldn't have a girlfriend because I don't believe too much.
Yeah, well, college too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I was the same way. To be honest, with college, like I didn't really want a girlfriend. Really, it's just I was so busy. Was like I don't know. I wasn't ready yet either. But I was looking too fucked up for it. Was not like a complete human yet. Like I couldn't have that. Like I wouldn't be able to function. That would ruin my whole fucking like existence. Which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But I didn't want to go too far past like you like talking about tennis and like we always play ping pong and get like super competitive, and that's one thing like I think like former athletes can like always share with other athletes, and why I really enjoy hanging out with other athletes who played at somewhat of a high level that competed on like good teams and like have been like a good team, like being able to compete like healthily. Like everyone's watching like the Jordan documentary. I don't know if you are, but
oh yeah,
have you seen it?
Yeah. I see only I started to see the first episode, but Mary doesn't. So I watch it at night and then like I need to finish. I love Michael.
Yeah, like just the competitiveness, the fierceness. Like now that's a whole another level. I mean, fuck. Yeah. I'm not there. We're talking about like people didn't really like him and he's just fucking going crazy. But I'm talking about like the competitiveness that like people enjoy from you, and like we can play like really competitively and it's comfortable because like we both know like our feelings aren't gonna get hurt.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we're gonna like go do our best, and like if you lose, like fuck it. But we're going hard. Like we're playing as hard as we can. I guess what I'm getting at is like a lot of people that never played at that level, they don't understand it. Like they don't. Some people that have never even played organized sports to the college level or like even in high school, like they don't understand kind of what it takes like psychologically to like compete at a high level, but also like, have respect for your opponent and like not get like all bent out of shape when you lose and like.
I think the difference is because when you compete at competitive level, like the competition make you better. So more competitive you are and you play with somebody who's good, you love that because it make you better. So many people I feel like they don't like to compete. So they're like afraid to compete. They're nervous.
They don't want to lose.
They don't want to lose.
They're scared of losing.
Like that's the worst thing that you can have. Like the scare of losing. Like what is the worst thing? If you don't play, you're already losing because you're playing. Losing. So like I feel like, and that's like I like every time we play anything, we're super competitive. But like we love the competition and it makes you better.
Dude, I remember when we played the first time. Because like Matias is like a professional tennis player. And I'm like the best ping pong player in the office. I'm not good at tennis at all. I beat you like the first 2 games, whatever. And then the third game, like it was like really close. Did you beat me one of them?
So
I don't know if you beat me one of them. In the first 3.
Because
you were like really competitive. He was like, "No, I fucking play you again." It's like I've never met this fucking kid, or I've never hung out with him. Like this is a colleague, but I'm like I can already tell like we are on the same wavelength. Like I have no problem like playing against you and going all out without feeling like, you know, you just get like sometimes you'll play someone and you're like
feel bad.
You like feel bad because like they're insecure about it,
yeah.
And like you don't feel that way. Like you can fucking destroy someone.
I forgot like one thing. It's kind of out of topic that you should say. Like one thing for the people who listen, like Kevin think I have an accent from Italy. So every time he makes my accent, he's like, "Oh, Matias, what are you doing?
What are you doing?" Well, that was my way of teasing you, and that's like kind of in the same topic as like handling criticism.
Oh yeah.
Like men that are like confident, comfortable, even if you have to fake it, like we can just like we can get on each other's skin. And
and that's the thing.
Like it doesn't bother us though. Like
you need to know because I can do it with you. I wouldn't do it with somebody.
A lot of people you can't do it with.
Yeah, I know me and you is fine. And like you say, when we played the first time ping pong, like I never played ping pong, and I was like, I told you once I get used to, I'm gonna kick your ass. And you made me so bad at first time. I was like,
oh, I wrecked you.
No, I don't think you wrecked me, but it was like 21, 15, 16, something like that.
Well, the first one was like you were like okay, I'm getting used to it. I mean, it's table tennis. They call it table tennis.
Yeah, table tennis.
I knew. I was telling like because Clark and like James were like hyping it up. They're like, oh man, like the professional tennis player versus the ping pong. And that time I wasn't even as good as I was by playing with you over and over again later on. But at that time, it was funny because they were hyping it up, and I'm like, I told him, I was like, I mean, he's literally gonna catch up so quick. Like these skills, hand-eye coordination. Like I was like, I'm not. It was just funny to like watch that play out. Like,
oh my god! Like we used to have massive battles in the office. Like literally, we'd go there after work, go there and play maybe for an hour, and it's like, literally completely drenched playing. Like we get like a really good level. We were playing like literally like when you see the TV like I don't know like 4 or 5 feet out the table, boom, hit it. It was like we get super competitive.
We got pretty good. You got better than me down the long run, but
well, I've been playing tennis. That's the difference. Like once I figure out the spins, the different spins in tennis, like in table tennis, is completely different than tennis. Yeah, the spins. Once you figure out that, it's a game changer. But like we have fun. It was awesome.
And it's funny, like back to like the competitiveness thing, like. We're able to do that so comfortably. Like I really wish for some of my friends who like never got to compete at that level. I don't know like what teaches us it. I guess you're just taught through sport. Like for me, I guess it took college and like growing up as a man, like to learn how to compete and like be healthy about it. Like it's just like I wish people in the corporate world, like you just don't come across those people that often who have like that competitive like that like can also like, you know.
But I feel like in some essence, like
everyone has it.
Everybody's super successful in life. Mm-hmm. You have to be competitive. You want to win because that's the only way really to do. And it's fine if you're not competitive, but you have to have that hunger inside of you. And I feel like that's one of the things. Like I know this is like stats that after like you graduate from college in the United States, you can play sports. Like a lot of athletes. They're like wanted in some different roles because they super competitive and they have like really fight the hardest until like they reach the goal. Yeah. And so that's the thing. I feel like people like overestimate like being like it's good to be competitive, but healthy competition, but that will help you to achieve amazing things in life because you're not gonna be like satisfied with something. Oh, I'm in the middle of the pack. No, I want to be the best one at what I do. Yeah. I want to do a really good job. Meaning like you have that competition inside of you. Like,
yeah. No, it's there, and you've practiced it. Like it's a practice gene. Like you literally play a game every single day. Like you know some sort of game where you're competing. It's like when we got to the corporate world, like you don't experience that every day. Like yeah, you can call it work. A competition, but like I remember I first got to my first job out of college, and I was like literally like competing, like trying to compete like a little too aggressively, like and it like affected me on like a really strange level. Like I didn't really enjoy like competing in sales. Like it was like weird at the beginning. Yeah. I began to understand like you need to bring that same hustle. It was actually because I wasn't bought into corporate, and like I'm sure like there's some athletes that maybe still might be listening to this, and that they're at a point where like they just love sports so much, and they think corporate's business. I should say business, not corporate. Business is bullshit, and like that's a bad attitude clearly, because we all know business is going to be a huge part of your life no matter what you do, because you're gonna have to make money. Yeah, you're gonna have to make money, and guess how you're gonna make that money? It's gonna be from business. Like if you're a professional athlete, you're making money. It's because there's a business that's making that money. Like, and it's important to learn these skills. But it took me years. Like at Uber, like I didn't learn those skills. Like at the beginning, I didn't understand that. I wasn't bought into like I need to work hard at my job necessarily. I still did a good job. I'm proud of what I did, but I think I could have done a lot better. Like the first 3 years, I was kind of just like I wasn't sold. You know, like I was like I wish I was still playing soccer. You know, like I mean, I don't know if you went through that, but I was like, maybe the injuries took you fucking so far away from it that you were like, but I was like, I wish I was there. Like I had injuries too.
I literally still having a lot of nights I dream about playing tennis.
Me too. I think about
to go play again. But I think my philosophy is like about work is two things. Like you can either have passion about what you're doing, your job. So many people love what they do and they have so much passion. And if you don't have that, you have the passion to be successful on what you're doing. So for example, you don't like your job, but you love to be the best at what you're doing. So I think that push you. And then you have people that also like in the other side. It was like
they actually love it.
Even though like it's like they don't have passion about the job and they don't care if they're first or last, or they don't care if they do a good job. They're just doing it because of the money. But like I feel like most of the people probably like land either like if you want to be successful either. Or you're super passionate about your job, that it's super difficult finding a job that you're passionate about.
It's very difficult.
Super difficult. Like that's I think that's like professional athletes, they have that luxury. Like I don't know, like so many people work in the jobs they like, not only athletes, but I'm just saying some people really enjoy the love. But I feel like if you don't enjoy that, so many people they don't like their job, but they enjoy being good at what they're doing. So that's satisfaction that somebody tell you, oh, you're good at what you're doing. Even if you don't like it, that's like satisfaction that you get in. Like, that you get that is the same, like...
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you're getting affirmation, like you're good at it. And everyone likes shit they're good at. That's like a dangerous game, though. Like, you don't want to become, like, too obsessed with that, you know? Like, you do want to be good at what you fucking do, but you don't want it to be the only reason you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because that could be uncomfortable. Like, what if you get bad at it for, like, a short time period? You know what I mean? Like, but I get where you were going. Tell me if I'm wrong, but you're saying, like, you may not be doing what you love to do right now, but, like, you need to keep in mind, like, you know, look at the future. Like, if you hustle now, like, the finances that you bring in, the money you make, can maybe create that. Like, have an idea for what you eventually want to be doing. But whatever you're doing now, like, focus on doing the best you can at that, because you don't have any other choice, like, unless you can start it, unless you have, someone's going to give you $50,000 and you want to start that, like, business or that thing, like, you may need to grind, you know, you may need to...
Yeah, and, like, for example, I like my job, but what I love about my job is, like, doing a good job. Like,
doing a good job at the job.
Yeah, doing a good job at the job. And, like, maybe, like, some perspective, some people, like, if you have a job that you don't like, maybe, like, just put a little more effort, just do more that you're supposed to do, and maybe you're gonna get that gratification of, like, you're doing a good job. And it's nice when somebody tells you you're doing a good job, but, like, also if you're, like, performing well, you're gonna get promoted. So everything, like, is like a chain of events. Like, you're good, like, at your job, even if you don't like it, you get gratification knowing that you're doing a good job, even if you don't like it. And then it's going to take you to the next step, to the next step, to the next step. And then the goal, hopefully, will be in some point, have a job that you're really passionate about it. Or at least, if some people never find that, but, like, at least, like, enjoying being successful at your job, even if you don't like it that much. Because not that many people.
Man. That's the key. Yeah. Like, do you think anyone, like, has ever just started out doing what they love? I mean, you're very lucky if you have. But, like, I can't really think of one person who just... From the beginning of time, they were doing what they loved, like, right away. Yeah. It just doesn't really happen like that. And if you're fortunate, we're like, I love what I do every day. Like, that's amazing. I would fucking, like, keep doing whatever you're doing. I know, like, we've read, like, Grant Cardone. You said you read a book, like, sales type of teaching. But he also has some really good advice on that, too. Like, talks about, like, you don't have to love what you do. He's like, you actually should maybe just look at it from a different perspective. It's all about perspective. Like, if you look at your job and your career, whatever you're making money doing, or, like, you want to make money doing, like, you should just obviously put that emphasis towards it, and, like, look at, like, why you're doing it. You know, look at the why. Like, you want to be successful for your family. Like, you want to have kids. So, like, your why, like, focus on your why. Like, in that sometimes is just really important when you're doing, like, shitty stuff that you don't like to do for your job. Like, you know, like, if you have to get past that. Like, I'm big on, like, writing down, like, what I want it to do and, like, where ideally will be in the future. Like, I started doing that, like, I think just about 2 years ago, and, like, that helped me a shit ton. I don't know if, like, certain people need it more than others, but, like, when I started writing down, like, where I want to be at a certain time and, like, what I want to be doing, like...
You do also, like, short-term goals, or it's only, like...
Short-term, yeah, like, it started out really simple, and I have some content on it that I've posted kept on, like, the Instagram page, but, you know, it started out really simple, like, what would make today great? So that's goals plus, like, also, like, psychologically, like, what you need. Because, like, you don't want anyone to, like, burn out, you know? Like, you don't want to go fucking 6 a.m. to fucking 10 p.m. fucking, and you hate your life. We don't want that. And Gary Vee preaches this too. I don't know if you've heard of Gary Vee, but he's, same type of deal. But essentially it's about, finding, just with the goal setting, it's about painting a picture for yourself so you know how to get there. And the goal setting's huge. For me, at least, like, it changes your ability to, like, function on a day-to-day basis. Like, if I don't write my shit down, like, I forget why I'm doing shit, and then I lose the motive and the drive to do it. That's just me personally. Like, some people might just be, they're so in love with what they do that they don't even need to write shit down. They just attack it. But, like, for me, I need to write it down. Just have, like,
also, it's nice
clarity.
to have a little goal, like any kind of goal, because thinking about it really make it super simple. For example, you're working and then you say, okay, like in 2 weeks or a month, I'm having a vacation with my friends. You have that, like, okay, I need to work my ass off these next...
To earn it, to feel good about it.
Like, so when I go, I don't have to worry. So, like, I think that's great. Like, any kind of goal setting, like, either short-term, long-term, or even to, like, motivate yourself just to, like, do better, like, it's, like, huge because it's going to help you to reach those goals. One thing, like, that I like to do, because everybody have shitty days and everybody's, like, have bad days, like, but trying to probably join, like, one thing is I feel like most of the people don't do is, like, join, like, you enjoy the moment. Like, you're always thinking about the future. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. Be present because then, like, your life really, like, you blink and it's gone. You're literally always thinking, oh, I'm so excited. In 2 years, I'm going to get a house. Oh, I'm so excited. In a year, I'm going to do that. And then, like, enjoy, like, your time right now. And I love having long-term goals, but at the same time, you need to separate saying, okay, enjoy the day. Having a bad day, okay, like, let's think about something positive about today. Like,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And this is, like, crazy because this thing click on me watching a movie. And when I tell you the movie, you're gonna see it's like a zombie movie. Like,
no, maybe not. Try me.
I like literally it's like a romantic comedy. And I love romantic comedy because I watch a lot of movies. But you watch the movie It's About Time. You see that movie?
I don't think so.
With Rachel McAdams.
It's About Time.
It's About Time. It's this dude.
I do like Rachel McAdams.
Yeah, like
what's up?
And this like so in this like redhead kid, like it's an actor. I don't know his name. He's not super popular, but like the movie is about this dude. All the male family members, they have this power. They can travel through time. They can go into a closet. Close the closet and you can remember the time and go through that time and you can change stuff during the time.
Okay.
So this dude like keep going back to time and change his stuff because he wants to make things better, but he makes things like worse or maybe things like average. And at the end of the movie, like the story behind is like enjoy
the moment.
Your day to day. So here at the end of the movie, like I don't want to ruin the movie. I'm not gonna say
who cares, man?
But like, his dad have the power to, and tell him, hey, like one of the things I do every day is I relive the day twice. So he wake up, go through the day, he have a terrible day, and then he already experienced a terrible day. He go back on time and experience the same day, but he know what's gonna happen, so he's super happy. But then he found out at the end of the movie, it's like, why I'm doing this? I'm wasting time. Why I don't enjoy every single day that is the last day? It's like the last time I can go back. And it's kind of silly because it's a movie, but in that time it's like hit me and sometimes I'm thinking, hey, well, having a bad day. Like try to get the best thing that you can from the day. Like enjoy the moment. Like being the moment, not always in the future, because that happened to me a lot of times. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm waiting. I'm gonna buy a house in 2 years. I'm gonna have kids in 2 years. I'm gonna do this. Like, and sometimes you don't think about
what's happening
right now. Enjoy the day. Like
it's true, man. No, I'm glad you said that because I'm a huge meditation guy. Like I don't know, I've probably talked to you a lot about it. Like being present is a skill. It's a practiced skill. Like it's not. I actually just did a solo podcast, which hopefully I've already listened to because I'm gonna put it out before this one. But I preach about like it's just so important to. I mean, some people need it more than others. Like, if you're a high achiever, especially high achievers, they probably are the ones that have the most problems being present because they're taking so much action in their day. They're moving from one task to the next. And it's like you don't have a second to really look back. You're making decisions like bang, 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 because you're trying to make shit happen. Like you're trying to gain wealth and move forward in life and make shit happen personally, relationships. So I think it's super important, man.
And that's like you say, it's great to have that mentality, but at the same time, it's like don't forget to live right now because it's like you lose the day. Like it's one day, like and it's like I don't know. Maybe it's like in everybody's life, you need to experience that aha moment. You're just like, okay, wait, like what I'm doing. Like I start like only thinking about the future, like, and even it's because my thing is because the movie should like open my eyes. It's like I know it sounds stupid, like a movie.
It's happened to me all the time,
like,
man.
And it was like hell, like it's crazy. And sometimes like, and Mary always asks me, like, why are you super positive? Why are you super like nothing bothers you? You
guys are totally like different in that way, in like in a positive way. Like
we're like completely different. She's like more like she's like look the bad things of the stuff, and I always look the positive things. It's like well, like,
it's a great balance you guys have.
Yeah. So, but also it's good because sometimes I go to the extreme. Like I don't like it's not that it's not I don't care, but I always say okay, let's think it the positive way, and I don't see like the bad things going on. So like you have to have that balance. So like I think between me and Mary is a good balance there. Like she's like more like look the negative and look the positive, but between each other we balance each other.
Yeah, that's funny. Like I would never say like Mary's a negative person because I don't want to say that, and I don't know if it's true.
Yeah.
But she just like it's funny that you say that like you guys have this sort of like connecting like that's powerful. Like she says like it sucked, and you're just like hey, well you know what like. We're gonna get through this. Like it's not. Look at the day we had. Like this one bad thing of all this good stuff that happened. Like super important. You just get lost, you know, a little bit in like your daily duties and tasks that like you just kind of forget how grateful you are to be like having a job and like you know like living in a nice apartment in a cool city, whatever it may be for everyone's perspective. But that's
that's like great. But he's. By no means, Mary is not negative, like, because I know she's gonna listen to this. Here's what he said. I love you, honey, I love you. No, she's like super responsible. Sometimes the response, like.
She's a high achiever, too. Yeah. Like, she likes to get shit done.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't, I'm the same way. I have to, like, tame it. Like, when shit doesn't go your way, like, you get pissed.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's. So you don't like you're not taking that away from her like that like I've noticed about Mary too like she's a high achiever like she wants to get shit done that's all it is and if something gets in the way of that it pisses you off like I'm the same way like and that's why I need the meditation because I'm like fuck like I'm getting bent out of shape about a stupid fucking like it could be something like really like sending an email and then you like think like and then you like I don't know how anyone ever gets this perspective but like I'm in just like I'm on Earth and like space and like none of this shit matters. You know? It's like you know, it's like that's when you get like that perspective. You're like, all right, like I need to stop freaking out about this email I'm sending. Like, yes, it's important.
Yeah.
But like not important enough to like let it destroy your day. And, like,
exactly.
You know, nothing's important. And I mean, things are important, but I don't think you should ever be like completely like negative or completely in a bad mood for an entire day. I think there's a really good skill behind that. Like we're talking about like if some tragic shit happens and you're still able to like.
I'm the believer like positivity like give you more positive things. Like I always have that philosophy. Yeah, everything is kind of like it's gonna work out. We're gonna keep going. It's gonna be good. Like if something bad happened, I think, oh, what is the positive thing? And I feel like if you're a positive person. Positive things are gonna happen to you. If you're all the time like grumpy and just complaining about everything, you probably gonna be more miserable because everything is
like manifesting it.
Yeah, like exactly that manifesting. Like
yeah.
And also my mom used to say this all the time. It's like if you get mad or like annoying about something, you have a maybe the translation is not gonna make sense in English, but tell me if it
go for it.
Like if you get mad, you have. Is double work for you because you need
That's true.
You need to like first try to don't be mad anymore, angry anymore, so then you can be productive again. So you're losing so much time already because you're gonna spend like an hour, 2 hours like so annoyed about something. So if you're still being like that, like look the positive side and like, keep going. Like you're gonna like save a lot of time or just like or a lot of work. The meaning would be like. Because like I said, like you have to like have the like put the time to don't be mad anymore, so you can be productive again.
Yeah, no, instantly, like, when you have those thoughts that, like, race through your head, like, fuck, like, you get, like, mad that you messed up or whatever happened, and then now you're mad that that's all you can think about, and then you're trying to get back to, like, the productive side of it, like, okay, well, I just need to finish this. You know what I mean? And then you're like, but that sucked, man, I finished the whole thing, and then it deleted.
Yeah.
It's
and then you're gonna spend, like, probably half an hour, 1 hour, like cursing and yelling, what the fuck? Like, I lose everything, and then you're gonna have to do it again.
You just wasted another half hour, 45
that's
minutes.
The thing. I know it's difficult because sometimes you're not gonna have the capacity to do that. Like, just when it's a tiny thing, I always think about that. My mom's words like this, like, yeah, just try to think the positive.
Yeah, man, we all need it, especially now.
Oh yeah, with this thing going on more than ever.
We're living in crazy times, and I don't know. People are, I'm glad I practiced meditation before all this, because it can be. I'm just thankful that, like, I've been doing okay. Like, I really haven't, like, quarantine hasn't been that bad for me. Like, I'm very grateful for that. Like,
hey, you're still having a job. You still, like, you have your friends. You have your girlfriend. You have this, like, it's like you have, like, so many people that are going through so much, like difficult time than us.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so lucky every single day. I was like, I'm so lucky I still having a job. I have this, like, so many people right now, suffer, like, they lose their jobs, like, they can't pay rent, like, and it's terrible. So every time, like, something happened to me and I know him works, like, Matias, like, you're lucky, you have a job, you can still do all the things. So many people don't have that. So, like,
no, it's true, man. It's true, and, like, I've talked about that a lot, and hope everyone's doing well,
Yeah, keep it well. Positivity.
I do think we should hand out some advice to some people, like, so specifically want to hear from you, living with your wife, quarantine, like, what tips would you give out to anyone who's, like, I mean, they might be struggling on a big level, like, we're talking, like, it's the first year living with a girl, and they're really struggling with, like, just these little things. Like, what advice would you give in general to...
For quarantine or for, like, dating? For both?
Yeah, go both. Start with quarantine and then say your biggest tip. Like, you've gotten a marriage.
Yeah.
So talk about how you got there successfully, like, whatever it may be.
I've been married almost for 3 years, and I know married for almost 6 or 5.5. I'm doing, like, I would start at the opposite, sorry. But, like, tip for a successful marriage.
Do it.
For me is, like, first of all, like, you both have to have something that you enjoy doing together. Like, super important.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I know a lot of guys, like, a lot of my friends, they're like, oh my god, I can't wait just to go out only with the guys. And, like, I love going out with Mary. Like, we both really enjoy so much going out together and spending quality time. I feel that's one of the things. You have to have something they both really like in common, because you don't want to be like, you prefer to spend time apart, like, with each other. So, for example, me and Mary, we love, like, hanging out with friends, going out, drinking, having fun. And then she loves that. If she wouldn't love that, we would have a problem, because probably she don't want to do that, and I want to do that, and I have to do this only with my friends in a different part. So first, like, find something that you really enjoy doing together, and, like, spend quality time. That's the main thing. You have to spend quality time with your significant other, either if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Like, just spend time with that. Just doing stuff together that you're both focusing on. Enjoy. Yeah. And then one of the rules that we have. That's a good tip for quarantine too, because people are, like, forgetting to do that. Yeah, like, you should go through the motions, like, hey, you're tired, like, you're bored, and then find something that you both like to do and do it together, like, and spend time, laugh. Like, you need to, like, laugh and enjoy and be with your significant other. If you don't have fun, it's so difficult to live with somebody. Yeah, she'll leave you too. Yeah, like, it's just, like, have fun. Then other tip is, like, we have this thing with Mary, is, like, we never going to bed mad to each other. That's a good one. We've actually talked about that too. Yeah. I don't know if it's, like, a rule, but we've done it. We've, like, come close to before.
it almost seems obvious, but I'll let you talk about it. Like,
well, this is like advice my grandma.
Really?
Yeah, my
That's
grandma
awesome. That's good advice.
My grandma was married for like 50 years, 60 years. And my grandpa passed away like a few years ago, and she's like, biggest advice, Matias, like never go to sleep being mad to each other. Like if you're mad, you fight before bed. Like talk it out, hug each other, I love you, and then go to bed. Don't go mad because then you hold that grudge. And it's like keep piling up.
I don't sleep if I've done that before. If anyone's ever done that before, you don't sleep.
Yeah, you have a bad sleep.
You're going through the argument. You're going through whatever pissed you off. Like
it's bad. And then if you don't talk about it, then the next day you probably won't say anything, and you're feeling that
you're gonna wake up mad.
Yeah, but you gotta have that grudge, and if like that grudge is getting bigger and bigger, and then it's like
you gotta grow up too. You gotta be like, because I've never intentionally done that. It maybe happened, like, it's definitely happened in the past. In college, I think it's happened a couple times. It's just not, think about, like, you know, some people out here might have even been through that, but they know now, like, don't go to bed mad. Like,
don't go to bed. Like,
if you think you're proving a point, like, well, in the morning, like, you're gonna be on my side or whatever, like, that's not how it works. Like, you're just gonna wake up mad in a bad mood, and you're both gonna be on a disconnect, and it's just gonna be.
And it probably is gonna be worse.
Yeah, no, it'll definitely be worse.
It's gonna be worse because you hold that, you're thinking about it, you wake up and you're mad. Some people might not wake up mad, but I feel that's a great tip. Like, don't go to bed mad to each other. Like, just talk it out, give it a kiss, I love you.
Yeah, figure it out. You know,
figure out. But that's the most probably when you start like living with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, probably if you should dating, like you won't in those days. You go to your own apartment maybe.
Yeah.
But like once you start like living with somebody, I think that's important. Like.
No, I've learned it too. Like Melody's been living with me for 3 months now.
3 months now, yeah.
Oh, officially a month, but like 2 months been here like every day. But I know that's not official. Couples that have lived together, like that's not.
Oh no.
If she has somewhere to go and be away, psychologically, that's a big difference. But she's been here for a month, living with me, and I know I can already tell like there is that. Like, sometimes you have to agree to disagree, you know? Like, if you don't agree on something, you just go, oh, you know, we don't agree. I've had to play that a few times. I'm still learning in that type of stuff. Because, like, I'm just, some topics I'm really firm on, but, you know.
And you've been living, like, one thing is, like, this is something that is crazy for me. Sorry for saying this. I don't know if people gotta, like, get offended maybe, but I said like I don't understand some people they get married before living with each other.
That's really it's a tough gamble. It's a tough gamble.
Like it can work out, like it completely changed the relationship. It's different when you both pay for the apartment, the rent of the house, and we both have to. It's different when it's somebody when
just come a little bit closer. You're good. Yeah, when you're not.
When you're like, when literally I'm coming up, right now she's in your apartment, you know? It's your apartment. It's different when you both pay rent, when you both have to like clean the house, like, because...
It's much different ballgame.
It's completely, like, because she come here, the house is dirty, she's like, okay, whatever, like, she might clean, she might not clean, she won't get... But when you live 24/7 with somebody, it's a complete ball game. Like, I know so many people, like, they start living each other and they hate each other because, I don't know, you're super clean, the other person is like super dirty, and it's not like a roommate, you're gonna be, oh, you know what, fuck you, I'm not gonna, like, and like, you get over it, it's like, you like sleep with that person, you like,
you're fucked if that's your situation.
I don't know, that's like,
I mean, that's tough, man. If anyone's out there with that situation, you'll get through it, but.
Yeah, like, that's the thing, like, live with each other is like a different ball game, and you have to be respectful. Like, you need to know what you're getting into. Like, you don't have to be the same, but like, if for example, like, I don't know, if we're saying something like, you're like super messy and Melo is like the cleanest person in the world, she's gonna probably have to like compromise a little bit. You compromise. Yeah, she does the cleaning and you just lay back. But we both have to compromise. I think that's like the biggest thing. Compromise. Like, if I cook, you do the dishes. If you do the dishes, I cook. Like, if you take the garbage, like, just. You
do have to have this balance, and it's something I'm working on too. Like, just having this balance of like where you contribute in a relationship. I mean, you're always supposed to just giving on it. with no expectations, right? That's the idea. Like you give with no expectations. That's comfortable to a certain extent with some people. Like you need to still like be doing the certain chores around the house and still like like at least some
But that's the thing. Once you live with somebody, you say like you need to give without expectation. But if you're the only person who clean all the time, I'm pretty sure after like I don't know, maybe take a year, maybe take a month, 4 days. You know what I mean?
Be tired,
come on, bro. Like you need to clean too. I'm just tired of cleaning by myself.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like compromise that. So that's like I don't know, it's stuff like hopefully like thankfully like me and Mary we both like kind of like the same ballpark of the thing. So
right.
And we complement. It's like compromise.
We'll find out with me and Melody. Like I haven't really totally figured it out yet because like we have 3 people in the house.
Yeah.
So you don't really know.
Exactly.
Like who knows? But we'll see. We'll see next weekend.
We see. Oh my God! Next weekend. We're next weekend. It's like you're a man.
I'm a grown man,
grown
bro.
man.
I'm a hairy man.
Hairy man. Hairy man. Yeah.
Remember that one time you said you said my armpit hair was long?
Oh my
you
God.
remember that?
Like, why your armpits?
You were right though. I was
so
like,
long.
I was like, oh my God, it's getting to that point right now. Honestly,
we need to probably do a complete podcast
about hygiene.
But like the stories between but they're a little bit inappropriate, so we can't say that.
Yeah, well, hygiene for men, man.
Yeah.
Hygiene for men. Hey, this is an explicit podcast. I swear on it. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
you're right.
not everyone's comfortable with that. So that,
no, I know.
if my mom gets to like a minute or an hour into the podcast, like, good for her for listening to the whole thing.
Oh.
I don't know if she'll get that far.
Mama Kevin, sorry, she keeps.
I don't know if she's listening to the podcast. She hasn't told me she has.
Oh, but she keeps texting me to check in out with you.
Oh, she told you?
Yeah.
You've always been her favorite son.
People don't know this, but when me and Kevin worked together, like his mom used to text me all the time checking on Kevin. Hey, how's my son doing? And I was like, he's being a bad boy today. He's being good. So we check on you every day.
I would always be like, wow, like she texted you that? Like I can't believe it. Like she hasn't texted me yet. Like
oh my God.
I don't know how Mary feels about that.
I don't know. I used to come with the crazy things, and you were like, what? What are you talking about? At the beginning, you couldn't figure me out because I come with random shit like that, and just like, what are you talking about? Like, at that point, like when we just met, we were like close friends.
No, but it clicked pretty quickly. I was like, this guy's fucking crazy.
This guy's fucking crazy.
Just whispering shit in my ear, like.
Yeah.
You number one guilty of that. You would whisper something in my ear that I'm like, oh my God, like it would actually cause a reaction in front of people, and they'd be like, what did he say?
We can't say it aloud.
I can't say that one. Most people can't do that. Like they'll just say like, oh my God, like it's like not that bad. And I'm like, yeah, he said.
Yeah,
you have nice boobs or whatever. Like it's never that bad, like.
I know, it's like that's funny. Oh my God. Well, I think we kind of went out of topic. What was we're talking about? Quarantine?
Well, we were talking about dating advice.
Yeah.
And your most recent advice was good. Do you have any other
advice? Well, about quarantine, it's find something that you like to do.
That one that is big. Like, find something you like to do, because I actually am guilty of that too. Like, not that we got in a fight about it, but like, it's just like you need it. Like, if you go a couple of days without like doing an activity together, it's just like the chemistry you build together when you do that activity. Like, it's just fun, and like you laugh, and like you're doing it together. Like, it's
and it could be anything. It could be like as simple like, I know so many people are watching a lot of movies. Watch a movie together, but a movie that you both enjoy. Yeah. Because something is like, it's not the same thing watching you both enjoy. Like, it's like, you choose the movie and the other person's not into it. Like, me and Mary, we do pre-games by ourselves, and we play game boards. Like,
that's
4
fun.
games together. We love to decorate the house. Like, 2 weekends ago, we bought a bunch of shit for the house. We do that.
I think I saw that.
Yeah. And then, yeah, it's just like trying to get out of the routine. I feel like being in quarantine is like, clearly my house is like, we have a guest room and we have a desk in our guest room. So somebody work in the guest room, somebody work in the living room. Fine. The good thing is like they both have to have like different spaces to work, because if not, you start to getting annoying with each other because somebody's too loud, somebody's so like we alternate. In our case, like if she's working in the guest room, I work in the living room, and if not, switch back. So we cannot we have different spaces to work. This is my workspace. I'm gonna work. I'm doing this, and during working hours, like I'm completely work, and once in a while I go, hey, how's your day going? You talk a little bit, but then you keep going, and it's like kind of like make you like feel like you're working and you're like this is work time. And
right.
So, like,
right.
So then whenever like 5, 6 or whatever you don't working, like you do something together. Like one thing we did, like I don't know, like be creative. Like we got a fire pit, like I told you. Like
that's amazing.
We have a back. Not everybody have a backyard to do that. But like I don't know, like should do now. We every night or every other night or like during the weekend mostly just go get a cup of wine. It's just
do something, man. Something also that like a game is good too. Like you mentioned, playing games together. I think like something with it causes you to converse with each other in a different way. Cause like watching a movie's good, but you're not really like
exactly.
You're both consuming it individually. You know what I mean? So you're not really like bonding over it. I mean, you could bond over it afterwards. You can talk about it, which is great. That's a big part
that's a fun fact about me and Mary.
You guys like talk about it?
We saw we always think about this. What if somebody watch a movie with us, or like somebody's looking how we watch a movie? Me and Mary will like watch a movie, and every 5-10 minutes, this is so annoying, but we love doing it. I don't know why. We stop the movie and we talk. We talk about the movie like every 5-10 minutes. And then like is that true? And we Google it. So like it's like we always think like if somebody will like watch how we watch a movie, it's like super annoying like every 10-15 minutes. But we both like to do it, so we don't get annoyed with each other. It's weird. Like we stop the movie 10-15 minutes. Like like what do you think about this? Like and we talk through the movie. I know it's like
dude, that's super funny. I've done the same thing before. Like you're just trying to decide whether you want to keep watching it too. Like if you're 5-10 minutes in, you're like, do we like this movie? Like, do we want to keep watching? Are you talking about that, or are you just talking about like what the fuck just happened? Like
no, that? About like what do you think is gonna happen? And we're like, I think it's gonna happen. So we literally do a commentary of the movie while the movie's going. So we pause the movie, we talk about each other. It's like okay, and we keep going. And then she grabbed the remote and stopped it, and she talked to me about something, and we go back and forth. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know why we do that. That's super weird, but I don't know. But like you said,
no, it's fun. You're diagnosing like what the movie's going on.
Something about like something you do together. You have to be more like talking to each other. Even a virtual happy hour, but doing it together instead of doing it by yourself with your coworker. Every time I do it with my coworkers, she joined the happy hour as well. And like just have like rest and time. Or play stupid games like.
I agree, man. It's important to have like some connecting.
What do you do with Melody?
We play games like. I recently was like kind of like teaching her soccer a little bit, so that was fun.
Oh, yeah? That's cool.
And she was like getting into it, which like I was like love that. Like she was like, we haven't done it in a while, just because like I need to work on soccer. Like, like if I play with her, like she's literally learning from the ground up. So it's like, but that's a fun activity, like teaching her something. If she's willing to like play a game that that like she doesn't, teach her that. Well, yeah, I mean, like, obviously besides going on walks, going to the park, doing that sort of thing, I think a lot of people are doing. Great idea. But yeah, man, watching shows, keeping it real.
Keep it, like I said before, quality time. That's the main thing.
Where your focus is on each other, where it's not on a third
Yeah, exactly. Focus on each other and laughing. Like, that's one thing that is weird, like, and I know this, like, every time I see you and Melody, you always, like, cracking up with each other. Like, it's super important, have fun, and, like literally be content when you with somebody, like, laughing so, like, I never laugh like Mary with anybody else. Like, we have such a great time. I think that's the main thing.
Dude, having fun is a big thing. But it's also a complicated, like, larger topic that I think needs to be kind of lifted and, like, talked about, because some people, they don't really get what having fun is. Like they like maybe they don't have the personality that can like do that. But everyone can learn how to be fun. Like you can learn how to be more like open and like enjoy things a little bit more. But like in dating, that's a big one. Like that's important for relationships, like laughing and other. But in dating, that's almost even more important because you're talking about like this person. all they care about is that they had fun. Like,
yeah.
Because at that point in the beginning, like most, they don't. I mean, yeah, you want to know that they have like a good career or whatever. But like in the beginning, if you don't have fun, they're definitely not gonna call you back. Like, you know, we're talking about the dating. Like, you've been out of the game for a little bit, Matias.
I know. I've been in the game for a while now.
But in the dating world, if you remember, you know, the beginning part is all about like, can you make her laugh? Is she having fun? Like, then she's gonna commit to you. But it works
the
both
main
ways.
thing is like fun, and then the good thing about when you start dating, you have that like honeymoon period. At the beginning, everything is fun, everything is hilarious, everything is so like have a great time, and if you're like genuine, like having a good time and like expressing yourself, like
yeah,
that could last longer. Like I feel like the relationship, like I feel like like most of like the relationships, like relationships. I never been in a relationship, but most of like when I hang out with girls, it was like they like it just like because have a good time, like and it's difficult sometimes like, because some people get awkward around other people. That's a good thing. I think that's one thing that you have. Like,
thank you, brother.
You're like super like likable, and you are genuinely like awesome guy and like great guy.
I can say that right back to you though.
Yeah,
you know.
I think like it's like awesome. Like you like I never have a bad time with you, and everybody's like with you. It's always like having a blast.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I would say the same about you. Like, I mean, that's I don't know. I think just been like. Part of it's genetics, just being a weird kid, and like my interests are just bizarre, and like I just I'm fucked up. Like I'm a little drunk all the time. I think mentality and just like mindset about life. Like it's not that serious. You know, I've always been that kind of guy. Even though like I take my work seriously, but like just like knowing like it's not that serious. You know, like. I'm just a very silly guy, you know.
But like you're a silly guy, but you care because you're one of my best friends. You know that. Like,
you are too, brother.
You're like you've been. Kevin was my groomsman in my wedding.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're the kind of guy like I can count on you all the time. You're the only one I text you. No matter when I text you, when I say, hey, yeah, what do you need? Or like, you want to hang out? You always, yes. I'm that like. You're the only person I know that I can do. Then Joey Mac. He never texts me back.
You think he'll listen to this?
I don't know. I was like, Joey Mac, you always text 3 days to text me back. The third day,
texting's hard, man. Yeah. I will admit, I've gotten much worse at texting over time.
Oh yeah.
And like, if I text you back, like, I text everyone back. It just like I'm just really slow. Like, I'm being present. Like we talked about, like I'm just enjoying whoever's around me at the moment. Exactly. If you get around me, you know I'm like a homie. Like I'm not gonna like treat you wrong. I just if you're with, I'm trying to pay attention to people I'm with. Like you know, it's annoying when like someone texts you like they're aggressive. Like where the fuck are you? Like when you're with other people. But like, you're right though. Like you need to respond and like.
No, it's just acknowledge, but it's not about the text. I feel
you're right. It's not about the text.
With you, it's like you really is like. I always can count on you. You're the kind of person. I feel like probably like a lot of people like you because you have that likability in your personality, and also people know that you care. Like I know, like if I call you with anything, you're like the first person's gonna be there. It's gonna be you. It's like, hey, we're like I have your back. You know.
I got you, bro.
Let's go.
I got you, man. I appreciate that, brother. I feel the same way too, man. I mean, part of this like whole thing I'm starting, man. I wanna. Help people have these relationships, you know, like me and you have. Like it's not easy. Like it takes a lot of like work on yourself to like have a relationship like with you, like with like that we have, like and like other friends. Like it's not easy to like cultivate that, and like it's a lot of work on yourself. That's all it is. Once you can work on yourself and like figure out like, oh, I've been really closed-minded about like these types of interests and activities, because once you open your mind to that, like you realize you can be friends with a lot of people that like those things, you know, like, or like if someone's like really like politically charged person, where like they are so focused on politics and they know like, well, this person like they're not taking quarantine very seriously, like whatever, and they get like, it's like, dude, this is fucking life, man. Like you gotta put aside some things and just enjoy a person for who they are. Like it's not like. You know, like it's life's too short to be fucking like looking at people and judging too hard, and like yes, you can still want to live a life that's different from your friend or like other people, that's what you're supposed to do. But it doesn't mean you can't appreciate and like you can find humor in it too. Like, why do you do that thing you always do? You know, like I don't do that. Like why?
No, I know.
You find humor in it, and like you find like maybe you can see their perspective or something. You know?
I laugh at you all the time. Say, why are you such a weirdo?
Exactly. Weirdo. Like that's why I mean like I've enjoyed. I think one of my favorite things about myself, to be honest, is just like I've always been pretty open-minded about things. Like I always challenge people when they try to say like, well, I don't like those things or whatever. And I'm always like, well, why? Like, you know, like, because I would always like to say about myself, like, hey, it's not for me, but, you know, like.
I think that the good thing about you, and.
What about let's talk about the bad things soon.
Okay. She was so wonderful. It's so wonderful. I'm in love with you, Kevin.
There's bad things.
I didn't want to tell you that, Mary. I'm sorry. I'm coming out now. I'm in love with you, Kevin.
Sorry, Mary.
Sorry. No, what I'm saying, like, is like the good thing. I'm thinking I'm the same way. Like, and a lot of people around myself the same way. Like
you are.
Like they mean like you hear other people's point of view, and you don't want to make that people just like see like your point of view and say this is the right way and this is the only way. You open up to other people's like.
Yeah, because you're also like you're not. Like you said, like you're not experiencing everything from their point of view. Like, literally, the world is so fucking crazy. Like the shit that I've been through, like someone else could have gone through the same thing, and it's still gonna be a different experience because they're a different person. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's why it's so unique. Like to hear someone else like talk about something. Like it could be the same fucking. They went through the same thing. They went to the same college, played the same sport. Maybe like the same sort of like specific things happened to them, and they could say I fucking hated it. You know what I mean? Like or whatever. You know, it's just like there's just infinite like possibilities, and you should like look at it through someone else's lens, which is meditation, which is what we've been talking about. Like you're seeing other people's perspectives. Like oh, that's why he thinks that way is because he. You know,
but you don't try. My thing is like also like you don't try to put your thoughts in that person's mind, saying like, the point that you're seeing is completely wrong. Is this way? And I know this happened a lot with like politics, religion, and everything. They use like, oh, if you don't do this, you're wrong. You know so that's the thing. Like I feel like you're open minded, and then like you can have your point of view, but you're not gonna tell the other person, hey, like. You're completely wrong. My way is the only way to do it. So like, and then that's why you have close friends because. You can like see other points of view and say okay like it's awesome like you see like it's not awesome like I don't like it but it's your point of view. It's not like you're gonna be no like I don't want to talk to you anymore because like you don't like the same candidate the political candidate I like you know and a lot of people that like I don't want like
there's some people that get really upset over like small shit like that like and you're like dude how do you get through life like with that fucking
mentality.
It's impossible. Like I was listening to a Seinfeld bit last night. The joke we was just talking about like people that just like fucking hate their friends and shit. It's a joke, but like there was kind of some truth to it. I was like, damn, like not that I would say there's people I know like this, but I know there's definitely people out there. Like we talk about like people who have friends that they don't even really like they like their friends, but it's just like they don't have the opportunity to even meet more friends because they're just maybe they're so like. In such a bubble, and they don't even know it. They're ignorant to the fact that they're like inside a bubble. You know, like when you meet someone on the street, like maybe you're going to a fucking movie and someone in line next to you, they just look like a totally different human being. Like you're so close-minded to that opportunity to become friends with them because you're like that person's like wow, they're really like weird and like, but like
we never become friends that way because
you never know. You gotta let people convince you that they're. Way of life is cool too. Like it's interesting in their own way. Like you won't have many friends if you live your life in like you'll have like your really small circle, and you'll never grow really to the extent that you might want to grow if you just keep in the same bubble of people. Like it's gonna be tough to. I think people struggle with that because we were just saying is that you're closed-minded. Like you don't. Like when I left college and like I came to the city, like Uber was like a big fucking company for me. Like I'd never like Lawrence College is tiny, like it's small and like it's made up of like awesome great people like some of my best friends, and then my job was like huge like this like big corporate like global company, so that was like a change for me. But guess where I'm going is like it's just that kind of taught me to be like there's some really cool things about like people who are in frats. Because some people would say like athletes wouldn't get along with like frat people, and I'm like no, but like there's some really cool things about them. Like they have a whole new like perspective that I'm really curious about. Like like Greek life is crazy. Like it's like I've never experienced it, but like everything I've heard is fascinating to me. Like they grew up very quickly, just like we did in sport, just like a different way.
Yeah.
Definitely a much different way. But yeah, I went on a tangent, but I definitely think that it's important to be open-minded.
Open-minded.
Yeah, man.
And it's fine have your own opinions, but like just don't be close up. Like it's your way. Like just open. Like you can still like you can say something. I'm not gonna agree with you, but I'm not.
Yeah.
That is your point of view.
Right. Some people struggle with that.
No, I know it's like difficult. Like I know it's really difficult.
Come to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
In like a fun way. It's hard though. I understand. But bro, we should probably wrap this up. It's getting hot as balls in here.
Oh my god, I'm sweating.
I'm sweating really bad. My pit out situation's brutal. But thank you so much for coming on, brother. Thank you for joining.
We didn't do I brought this.
Let's take the shot. Let's end with the shot.
I got this.
Can I bring the shot glasses out here?
No.
Should I go grab them real quick? I'll go grab them. I gotta end up the shot here. I almost forgot. Whew. It is hot as my balls up in here. So this is a double shot. Yes, so that's the Mary and Matias. Pull it up to the camera there. That shot.
Also, yeah.
Shout out to all the friends that are in quarantine right now and they're seeing us and they miss us, whatever, we love you. We miss you. What should we make the shout out to? To seeing each other? After.
Let's do this one to friendship. Friendship and what else? I say friendship.
And relationships and getting the fuck out of quarantine and not being afraid.
Yeah, be the best person you can be.
Let's do it, baby. Let's do it. Woo! Oh, man. That's a great way to end it, brother.
Yeah.
That was good. That actually was pretty smooth. It's Patron?
It's Patron. There's like a little...
That's a nice little sting to her.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, everybody, me and Matias are out. We're going to be hanging out later, so...
Thank you for having me. A pleasure.
Of course,
hopefully I can bring you some...
You're going to...
Like, foreigner audience out of...
I really need it. You better, like, post this to all your networks, because I need...
All the Argentina, all the Italians, because
please.
I'm an Italian guy. But yeah, I will post to everybody. I'm gonna put a clip on my YouTube channel.
Do it, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm following on Kevin Higgins' YouTube, but I need to follow on Kev the Coach too.
Kev the Coach.
Yeah, because I saw you guys subscribe. But anyways, we're going to nonsense. Peace. Love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.